This is your 2021 MINI Countryman, the largest Mini offering as of right now. Maybe they'll get something bigger at some point, but for now, it's the Countryman. So, Quirks, and Irks. Perk front end's been redesigned a little bit, but more tweaked than redesigned. Still looks very recognizable as a Mini with the large headlights and the recognizable front end. Just the grille looks a little different. This is the mid-trim S model. It's not the base, it's not the John Cooper Works. Standard fare now are LED fog lights and LED headlights. Your turn signals double as your day runner, so it's a nice huge turn signal in the circular shape. And if you can just ignore that for a sec, you'll see your day runner being right there. You get the Mini logo, and overall it's a nice clean look up front. No issues here with me. Big perk for me are the new wheel design. They call it the turnstile design, and 6-spoke looks really sharp, very modern, but got a bit of flair of the futuristic side to it, so it looks really sharp. You get your S badging up there and a side marker light. Halogen doesn't matter one little bit. Piano black mirror caps, I think it suits it well there as opposed to being over here. You get the same color and piano black for your door handles. We'll step back, give you a look at the side profile. Again, shape hasn't changed at all, but those rims, to me, the rims make the Countryman stand out that much more this year. You get your roof rails up top, and as we go around to the rear, you get your Union Jack imagery for your taillights. I'll give you a quick look there. So yes, the driver's side turn signal is on, so you can see just how it goes. And a bit of a quirk, it's an arrow, but it's pointing that way. And I know why they can't have the arrow pointing that way. It goes against the whole aesthetic of the design. But I just think it's a little peculiar how a left turn signal points to the right. Just, you know, my little observation there on that. So you get Countryman and the piano black as well, which matches the mirror cap, sorry. Twin exhaust, so thank you for symmetry. We'll open up the trunk. One touch. Surprisingly, a lot of space back here. I will do a cutaway after the exterior portion is done to how I brought home a full patio set in the Countryman earlier this week. So a little bit of storage under here. You can see it right through there. And let's lift it up. So yeah, that's exactly what you're looking at. So nice extra bit of storage there. This does come off, and you have your 40-20-40 split. I'm in the new Countryman this week, and before you start asking why I'm parked far off to the right so my neighbor can get in his car without any issues, so I need a new patio set. And it's not important why I need one, it's important that I have one. So the Countryman is a lot bigger than I thought, because I can fit 4 chairs from Leon's and a flat pack table and the legs, two there, and my seat is not compromised at all. I still sit all the way up, and I sit all the way back. So good job, Mini, on making something that's small-ish, but big-ish, but still fits things that I need for my day-to-day life. Quick look inside. So the door doesn't open 90 degrees, and very few doors do, but you can see that there's plenty of space to get in and out. And because it's got a higher stance, it's pretty easy on the ingress-egress side. So this is the upgraded package. The seats go forwards, backwards, as far as the seat bottoms, as well as the seat backs. I've got them staggered in 3 different spots. So you can see the seat behind me is pretty much straight up, and it is brought all the way forward. So if you have longer legs and you're driving with me, don't sit here, sit on that side. You can see just how far back it goes. There's a good look at all 3 different positions. Now, it's not only 3, but I stagger them just to kind of show you the furthest one in the back is all the way back. The middle seat is in the middle. And this seat, as I'd mentioned, is pretty much all the way vertical. And it's a pretty easy slide. You just lift underneath and then you push back. So that's what you're looking at as you're about to get in. Let's start with the inside of the door panel. I put a bottle here. I think I'm gonna keep doing that just to show you the functionality. Yes, there are cup holders up front, but it really gets in the way of what you want to touch up there as far as any kind of controls. So there's plenty of space here. There's your automatic trunk release. Pretty standard stuff, nothing too fancy here. Upgraded Harman Kardon audio system. Seats, so good. Thigh bolsters, passable. Thigh extender, very nicely done there. But it's, look at these side bolsters. They're just massive and thick and firm. And, you know, Mini's got that whole go-kart mentality as far as ride quality and experience goes. So you want to have some good support there on your sides. All right, let's quickly step in. So new for this year as well is the digital dashboard. I like it. It's very modern. I expect to see a lot more of the digital dash side of things because, well, it's 2021 and I think we're in the transitional phase now as far as going from analog to digital. So there's just a quick look at how the needle rises. Looks pretty sharp. No complaints at all. Typical Mini steering wheel, very solidly bolstered, and the big thumb grips just at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Standard stuff here, piano black. I don't really like it, but if you're careful enough to put your fog lights on and off, let's get that in focus, you won't have to touch any of the piano black light fixtures as well. Light controls, sorry, not fixtures. You do get a heads-up display, and that is fairly easy to do. I'll quickly show you. So you go to the car, you go to system settings, you go to displays, and you go to head-up display, and you just click that one little button. Takes a couple of seconds for the Mini to realize, hey, he wants the head-up display on. So little piece of plastic right there as opposed to it being projected onto the window. It says Mini, and then as soon as you get past that, there is your, let's get that in focus in a little bit. Come on, focus. There you go. So you get your speed limit sign and your actual speed and a few other cool things. That's new. It's no, not new. I shouldn't say that. It's revised for 2021. Still keeps a nice circular shape. My small irk here is when I put the backup camera on. Out of the entire whole dial, I know this doesn't count and that doesn't count, but I would have liked to have seen the backup camera go a little further over to the left and give me more real estate for the actual digital part of the screen. Not a deal breaker by any means, just something that I would have liked to have seen overall. All right, so again, standard fare. You can see the fingerprint marks that I've left because it is a touch screen, but if you don't want fingerprints, use the controller down here. It's really easy to use, and it's very, very responsive. All the stuff is the same as last year's model. You get your HVAC controls here. Everything's nice and easy. I've always liked that about Mini. Interestingly, there are no half degrees. It just goes 21, 22, 23. So a bit of a quirk there. And standard stuff. Blank, it doesn't really bother me that much. And there are your drive modes. Gear shift here. I'll show you what the bottle looks like once it's in here, kind of just a little on the intrusive side. So let's say it's in here, and I want to get to the drive mode change. For a scroll problem, I know, but I've got to like kind of crank my hand around there and push down or up to get to sport or green. So thankfully, again, nice functional use of space. Paid upgrade, panoramic sunroof. I love it. Absolutely love it. Yes, the back part is fixed in typical Mini form in most forms, but the top one does slide open all the way. One Irk here, and it's always been an Irk with Mini. There's no hidden storage, so the armrest goes up, it goes down, and it goes to different positions because we all have different heights of comfort, but just not my favorite thing. And the glove box is a decent size, but not huge. And there's my wallet, which no one needs to see, and your wireless charging tray fits an iPhone 10, which is what I have. And yes, I guess you can have some closed storage, but you can't really fit much more than my wallet. Oh, maybe like another tiny thing back there. Before we get started on the drive portion for the 2021 MINI Countryman, a quick thank you and shout out to the sponsor of this video, which is Leatherman. And if you haven't heard of Leatherman, they are primarily a multi-tool company based out of Portland, and they've been around since 1983. Very recently, they've gotten into the apparel game, and that's what you see here. They make wonderful hoodies, and I would use this instead of a spring jacket because it's that good balance between thickness and thinness. It's still warm. It's extremely comfortable. For me, the length is perfect. I have a large because I like to have a little bit of room in my hoodies. I don't like them fitting too tight. So again, perfect length. Arm is stretched out, and you can see where the cuff ends. They do have drawstrings. I like to tuck mine in. I don't like them tied up. I don't like to have them dangling down here, especially during a car review where they might get in the way and it gets all bunched up with a seatbelt. But anyways, if you're driving a car, I would tuck them in. That's just my 2 cents on that. There is a free shipping offer for orders in Canada over $35. The promo code is MM for Malta, Mississauga, and free ship. And it's on the description portion below. As you can see, it's been on the screen for a little over a minute. Anyway, so thank you so much to Leatherman for this beautiful hoodie. It's comfortable, it's warm, it looks good, and it feels good. On the road with the 2021 Countryman, so the S trim gets a carryover engine, and that's your 2.0 liter turbo 4, giving you 189 horsepower, 207 pound-feet of torque, all through Mini's 8-speed automatic transmission. You have your sport mode, you have your green mode, depending on what you feel like, but I've lived in normal mode for pretty much most of my week. I've done 759.9 kilometers as of right now. Probably hammer out another 100 because it's Saturday afternoon right now. So another 100 between returning the vehicle to Mini's head office and some errands I've got to run throughout the rest of today. As far as driving dynamics go, it's a Mini. So even though it's Mini's biggest offering and it is tall and it is long, it still retains the fun to drive aspect. So cornering and handling are done with absolute ease. You know, again, I know it's got a higher center of gravity, but the Countryman is still fun to drive. I will say it. I will say it on the record. The Countryman is still absolutely fun to drive. Easy to drive as well, easy to park, because again, I know it's their biggest offering, but it's still a relatively small vehicle as far as the footprint goes. Steering feel, it's a little on the heavy side, not uncomfortably heavy, but there's a little bit of weight to it. Again, the cornering handling, it's always planted for me, and I'm not doing city street turns at like 70, 80 kilometers, but on the highways where you're going around that big bank that takes you to a 90-degree turn, there's no issues at all. You don't feel like you're slipping out or you're losing any kind of control. The vehicle's very well planted as well. So driving dynamics for me, to sum it up, it's a Mini. It's still fun to drive. Acceleration-wise, it's not lightning fast. And if you want that kind of acceleration, grab the John Cooper Works at the top of the Countryman ladder. There is adequate acceleration here. It's not slow. The turbo lag is there a little bit, but it's not overly pronounced. More fun than fast for me. And I had no problems getting onto the highway at all. A couple of situations where people cut out in front of me, so I had to just quickly check my, could be making up words, quickly check mirrors and just do a quick maneuver. So the steering feel and the agility is very well done here. On a 61-liter tank of 89 octane or higher, our figures in liters per 100 kilometers are 10.4 in the city, 7.5 on the highway, and our blended total comes out to 9.1. Now, I put a splash of gas in, I think 15 bucks worth a couple of days ago, because I had drained the tank, and I had gotten just under 700 kilometers out of a full tank, and that's pretty impressive. So that's from Mississauga, that's from here to Montreal, and then some. That's a return trip from here to Kingston. Niagara Falls about, I don't know, 203 times. So there is definitely lots of mileage here to be had. And I think I would have gotten even more mileage out of the tank, if I lived in green mode, because, you know, it's reduced settings and it's all based off reducing your fuel consumption. As far as creature comforts go, everything is exactly where it needs to be for the Countryman. My hand is right now on the top with, actually my palm is on the top of the screen, so I can easily get to all the controls that I need for the infotainment system. The new digital dashboard, very, very easy to read, both during daylight hours and at night. I'd quickly mention this on the interior portion, but I think that's the way that a lot of the car makers are going. And as a kind of strange but relevant comparison, the Elantra that I drove maybe a month ago for under $30,000, it had a full, massive digital dashboard. And I think that's a sign of the times. Mini's done it here. I think it's only a matter of time before other Mini models, and pretty much everyone in the BMW lineup gets a full digital dashboard. You can get the Premier Plus package, and that's what Mini Canada has given me here. And basically what some highlights are of that are the automatic trunk, the panoramic sunroof, the electric seats with memory seats, heated seats, heads-up display, and your Harman Kardon audio system. I would probably spec the Countryman just like this, exactly with a sage green color. I think it's a really nice, subtle color. Typically, Minis have these very bold and statement-making colors that are nearly impossible to miss, but there's a subtlety to the sage green metallic that looks really nice and really elegant. That's going to wrap it up for the 2021 Mini Countryman. Thank you again to the sponsor of this video, the video, Leatherman. As a reminder, the web link is in the description section, along with the promo code to get free shipping on any orders over $35. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to tell somebody about the channel who you think may be interested in what I do. Be well, be healthy, be safe, and I will see you in the next video.